All right, family. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasun Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to not only the Sarasun Seti YouTube page, but the General Seti YouTube page, two dynamic powerhouse institutions on YouTube, giving you nothing but black power, black divinity. I want you to subscribe immediately. I want you to become a member. Link for the memberships right down in the video description. It's in the chat. All you had to do is just click it. You'll get a video introduction, rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarasun Seti General Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. The General got a new website up on Teachable, uploading a whole lot of dynamic curriculums, powerhouse programs, certificate courses. First one up, 25 Steps to the Redemption, a definitive black manhood designed by the General, strictly for the brothers. It's an amazing, amazing course. You can get a preview just by clicking that link right down in the chat. Also included the Brotherhood of Hebrew Roundtable live stream, where the brothers meet once a week discussing very vital, important, powerful information pertinent to our growth and development. Make sure you get over there, family. Check it out. Become a brother, become a member today. Ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarasun Seti, DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for you, family. I know you're going to like and love. Make sure you get over there, check out that catalog, get a discount, shop and save and shop. Everybody know the General got the pop in his page on Patreon by far. I want you to get on over there. Got over 500 exclusive live stream only to be viewed on Patreon. And when I tell you it's all fire, that's exactly what I mean. What are you waiting on? The link is right there at the top of the chat. Click it and get over there and be amazed. To all the family out there, donate to the General. I thank you. I appreciate you for the fact you appreciate me. Any of the family would like to donate. The link is right there in the chat, and I thank you and I appreciate you so much. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment, comment, comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. You'll be banned, goddammit. Here we go. There's so much shit going on right now. It's just so much shit going on right now. With the Charlie Kirk, snuffed. He got snuffed. And at the same time, we had another high school shooting in Colorado. Ain't that what Columbine? They wild. They wilding up there. You see what I'm saying? They wilding. You understand? Another mass shooting. You understand what I'm saying? By a 16-year-old up there in the school, same way, went in there busting. I think he hit three. I think it was three students, and luckily because Columbine is in Colorado. They've been doing drills up in them schools up there. You feel what I'm saying? Shooting drills. And so now they know how to lock the damn school down, with the doors and shit, and to lock them up for where he can't get in there and get to the kids. So they've been going through the training, and that's basically what saved them kids up in there. If they hadn't locked that motherfucker down, man, he probably would have shot 10, 15 more kids. They say he was just shooting, but coming through there busting. And if it wasn't for them locking that damn school down, he would have shot up a whole, it would have been another Columbine. It would have been another Columbine. They say he was reloading up in that motherfucker too. Yeah, they say he was reloading. They say he was busting. Then when he run out of goddamn, he'll reload that motherfucker busting till he run out and reload it. They say he reloaded, I don't know, about 3-4 times. He reloaded 3-4 times busting. So you imagine having an automatic. I don't know. I think he had a handgun, but just imagine, man, because that shit be loud as hell. So you imagine, you got 15 in a clip, and then motherfucker busting all 15, and that shit loud as hell, especially if you're in the school. That shit probably was acoustic than a motherfucker. So that shit probably sound like bombs was going off in that motherfucker. And then he reload, man, that shit, I know they was in there terrorized. You see? I know they was in there terrorized. So, but here we go again, and it's the same blueprint. It's the same goddamn blueprint where we are seeing these, and they admitted this time that he had been radicalized. Okay, this 16-year-old white boy had been radicalized by some shit on the damn computer. You see what I'm saying? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now you want to be up on these, you want to be up on them. You see, and they young and sick. You see what I'm saying? They young and sick. That's crazy. Now, niggas do crazy. You know what? Back when I was coming up, you would hear about, but you don't really see, you don't really see black kids shooting up the school like that. I'm just going to be 100. Every blue moon, you might hear some shit. You see what I'm saying? You might hear some shit. But if niggas get into it, and that, and I'm going to just say what it is. If they beefing with the motherfucker, that's who the fuck they looking for. Okay, I'm gonna show you the difference now. I'm gonna just show you the difference. Niggas get into it. That's what it is. Okay, niggas get into it. I didn't got into it with motherfucker. You probably didn't got into it with a mother. I'm not condoning it, but I'm just showing you the sickness though. It's another sickness to go up in a school and just shoot anybody you see. Okay, that's something different. Now, if a motherfucker get into it with a nigga and they beat a nigga up and whatever, and the nigga, and nigga come back and he looking for the nigga that beat him up. He ain't just gonna go in the motherfucking school shooting in everybody. Any and every goddamn body. So this is the difference in this shit, man. You see what I'm saying? There's a certain sickness in these motherfuckers that, just to annihilate life is what they motherfucking goal is, to annihilate life. Anybody that's breathing can get it. You understand what I'm saying? And so this is another, and the same thing. So when we talk about this shit, we talking about the shit that's going on in Chicago. We need to talk about it. But why ain't nobody talking about this? Why ain't nobody talking about it? In one day, you done had 2 terroristic shootings. Charlie Kirk knocked down. He got knocked down. He lived by the sword, died by the sword. And and here you got this young Neanderthal. He done went up in there and did the same thing, shot 3 people, and I believe 2 of them is in critical condition. So they fighting for their life. They say he took his own life. So he's a suicide bomber. What was this all about? What was this about where you gonna kill everybody? You see, this is the thing about we got to understand the difference in these shootings now. You see what I'm saying? And like I say, some motherfuckers is crazy like that in our peoples, and we do. You understand, where they'll ride by and they'll do some crazy shit, and we must address that. We must address that. But when we talking about just, consistently, with these motherfuckers that just want to, a terroristic hit, meaning that they pre-plan to kill motherfuckers that they don't even know, just show up at any time and just come in, and all they want to do is lay down bodies. You see what I'm saying? Now, all that beefing and shit, we don't condone that either. You see what I'm saying? But as we look and we continue to talk about what niggas do, who's really in the motherfucking headlines right now? You see? Who's really in the headlines? Who's really in the motherfucking headlines for this crazy shit? They in the motherfucking headline. And they didn't even get this. They didn't even get his story no play. It's just now getting some traction. It's just getting some traction. They really ain't put it out there for real, because they been running off at their mouth, and then you got this motherfucker to yourself. To yourself. So so we got some videos. We gonna run a video right quick of what happened up at the school. We got the video right here. Nobody's talking about it. We gonna talk about it. Most people, all they want to talk about is black people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's boy. I tell you, man, this shit crazy. I think this it right here. This one, let's roll with it.
That took place in Evergreen, Colorado yesterday. And right now, officials are providing an update. They've also released the identity of the shooter involved, and I did want to share that with you. This is from the sheriff's office. This is the shooter, they say, that has been identified as 16-year-old Desmond Hawley. So that is per the sheriff's office right there.
We know that the suspect had a handgun. He had to keep reloading. He would fire and reload, fire and reload, fire and reload. This went on and on. And as he did that, he tried to find new targets. And he came up against a roadblock on many of those doors. He couldn't get to those kids. So there's not enough to be said for the work that the teachers, the coaches, the staff, the students, lots of kids ran, but the ones who didn't were locked down and they were being cared for. So really, really proud of those people today. Based on some of the information that we're seeing about this suspect is that he was radicalized by some extremist network. Sorry, I wanted to get those right. Some extremist network. And the details of that will be down the road, but we want to at least give you that much about maybe mindset for him.
Yeah, family. So that's the first video. That's the first video where they ran down. And for all the family out there, matter of fact, let me run that one right back.
A school shooting that took place in Evergreen, Colorado yesterday. And right now, officials are providing an update. They've also released the identity of the shooter involved, and I did want to share that with you. This is from the sheriff's office. This is the shooter, they say, that has been identified as 16-year-old Desmond Hawley. So that is per the sheriff's office right there.
We know that the suspect had a handgun. He had to keep reloading. He would fire and reload, fire and reload.
You hear that?
Reload. This went on and
fire
on.
And reload.
And as he did that, he tried to find new targets. And he came up against a roadblock on many of those doors. He couldn't get to those kids. So there's not enough to be said for the work that the teachers, the coaches, the staff, the students, lots of kids ran, but the ones who didn't were locked down and they were being cared for. So really, really proud of those people today. Based on some of the information that we're seeing about this suspect is that he was radicalized by some extremist network. Sorry, I wanted to get those right. Some extremist network. And the details of that will be down the road, but we want to at least give you that much about maybe mindset for him.
Yeah. We need the National Guard on this. Yeah, we need to get on to them networks and shit. Cause they radicalizing more than they lying, man. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna come out. Listen, I'm telling you. They always talking that long shooter shit. Yeah, but they didn't admitted that he's been radicalized. A lot of these motherfuckers that been doing it, they radicalized, but they not gonna say nothing about it because that's gonna put their ass at odds with the motherfucking the hate groups, which is primarily the MAGA, and a lot of them, poor Neanderthals, the middle class Neanderthals, them ones that live out in the rural areas and shit, they stick together. They roll together. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, they don't want to go to war with that. You know what I'm saying? Because they basically going to war with the foundation of who they are. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be going to war with the foundation of who they are. That's gonna be a civil war. You understand? Because they're gonna go to war. They ain't gonna wait. They ain't gonna let them run over them. You see what I'm saying? And look, man, I done seen motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I done seen, they'll do a nigga one way, but them Neanderthal, they don't do them. I done seen them go out there. This white guy was a rancher. You see, he owned a lot of cattle and he had money. He wasn't no punk. He had money. And so he had a lot of hired hands. You know, when you got a cattle, you see what I'm saying? He had a lot of hired hands. And them peoples out there in that community, you know, they all stick together. Man, the FBI had went out there to that man's ranch because what had happened, I think he let his cattle roam on federal lands. You see what I'm saying? He let his cattle roam on federal lands. I think it was all right for a minute for him to do it, where they would graze on the land and shit and this, that, and the third. And man, obviously he let the cattle stay too long on the federal lands. And so they was threatening to take this man's cattle. You see, they was threatening to take all this man's cattle. And so do you know when the FBI, they had the shit on camera. Man, when the FBI came out there to, acting like they was, man, this man had motherfuckers planted everywhere. They had rifles, man. They had that shit. They was ready to throw down. And when they realized that they didn't want another Waco, you know what I'm saying? When them motherfuckers pulled out of there. This is the first time they pulled the fuck up out and they didn't come back. They ran their ass, the FBI, they ran their ass from up there and they did not come back. Period. So what the fuck is motherfuckers talking about? You see, so that's who that is. So they ain't ready because them motherfuckers ready to lay down their life for that shit. You see, they'll fuck with somebody because they know motherfuckers ain't ready to lay their life down for that bull, but they ready to lay their life down for that shit. So that's why they ain't going out there fucking with them like that. So when they say they radicalized, they'll put there's a couple of them, they'll say they radicalized, but a lot of them, they just gonna say, oh, he's a lone shooter. No, it take a certain type of indoctrination. Even if a motherfucker is watching TV and you see a motherfucker you don't like, and you just gonna say, I don't like that bitch ass motherfucker. And that's gonna be the, primarily the end of that. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, fuck him, man. Turn that bullshit off. I don't want to hear that. You see what I'm saying? It take a whole lot for a motherfucker to just watch TV and say, I don't like that motherfucker. And then go and plot and plan to do a hit on that man. You see what I'm saying? That take a certain level of information. You see, meaning, why is he a threat like that? Who is he a threat to? Who is teaching him this shit? You see, what is he? You got to have some type of political found. They say he wasn't political. He might not have been a Democrat or a goddamn Republican, but he sure damn was a Nazi. I tell you, that's why he wasn't saying he wasn't political. They're just saying he wasn't Democrat or Republican. Don't say he wasn't political. He probably was Nazi and shit. They on that Aryan nation. That's his politics. You see, so they got to have some a foundation for a motherfucker to just up and just go and, you gonna get it and you gonna hit. I mean, you gonna assassinate somebody in front of a crowd of 3,000 people with security and all of that shit around him. Man, that take a certain level. nuts. You know what I'm saying? They get up there and do some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it take a seriously certain level. You understand what I'm saying? Of training for somebody to do that, because you got to get over the fear of what the fuck is you? This motherfucker fearless. This motherfucker got up there and did the shit. You see, so that take a certain level of indoctrination. Everybody that do this shit, they say is a lone shooter, because I'm gonna tell you, they do not want to get into it with them peoples, because they know right now it's an inflamed time, and if they get into it with them, they're gonna turn up. They gonna turn up. You see what I'm saying? And it's gonna be shit, you know. And they already seen what Timothy McVeigh then did. They fucked over and you know what Timothy McVeigh, why he did that? He knocked down the Oklahoma federal building because of the shit they did in Waco. So they know if they fuck over somebody, that they gonna try to do something to retaliate. That's what it is, and that probably is gonna initiate the next civil war, which is really already happening. It's just, you know, it is simmering. You see, they having little hits here, hits there, and shit like that. That's they shit that still is still happening since the Civil War. Is still happening. These people in the South, they still feel a certain way about the Civil War, how they was done during the Civil War, and they still want revenge. Believe that. And them motherfuckers in the North know it, and they ain't confused about it. They ain't confused about it. Let's go to the next video. Reports are saying he was a Nick, Groy, a heavy follower of Nick. Okay, I don't know him. Let me see it. Let me see. Let me look that motherfucker. Okay. Soon as I put that shit in there, that shit came up. Oh yeah, he looked like some old, yeah. I think I've seen him before. Yeah, yeah, he ain't nothing but, yeah, he ain't nobody. Yeah, I understand. I've seen him before. I don't know what he talk. I've seen him before. I don't know what he talking like, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I would like to, yeah, I would, but I'm gonna go look now. Let me just put that on the side there. Yeah. Let's go to the next video, family, so we can see what's going on out here. What the family think about this. Here we go. Where that video at? That's another one right there. But I want to get our family in this shit. I want to hear what the family got to say. Okay, here go one. Here we go. Let's go.
That's going on. You know what I haven't heard about? The school shooting that we had today. Yeah. There was a school shooting at Evergreen High School in Colorado, leaving 4 people injured. 3 of those students are in critical condition. 2 of them they think were students. The 3rd one they think is the shooter. They said they don't know if his injuries are self-inflicted or was there some sort of shootout, but people said they didn't hear the police or see the police shoot, so they think it might be self-inflicted. And the other one, they have injuries that they haven't confirmed yet. But I haven't heard about it. Now it's a school shooting. Like, shouldn't this be top news? Now listen, I have heard Trump give a tribute to Charlie Kirk. I heard him say he was lowering the flags for Charlie Kirk. And he made a post. He lowered the flags. Then, after that, he did a tribute. He ain't said nothing about this school shooting. If today hasn't told anybody that we need to get gun violence under control and our mental health crisis, I don't know what has. Because, baby, this is the 2nd school shooting in what, a couple weeks? Like, But you don't focus on the school shooting. You focus on the man who was pro, you know, guns and saying that he doesn't believe in empathy, and it's okay if a couple people get unalived a year, you know? But these innocent babies aren't getting any airway? Crazy work. Anyway, let's send a prayer for these babies and the school shooting that are dealing with things and had to go through something that they did not deserve. Prayers for them and their families. Let's lift them up in our prayers. Let's make this top news.
Okay. I want to know how many black people went to the school. Was he knocking down? Was he knocking down his own kind? Was it that shit? It might be just be white on white crime again. Shit, you know what I'm saying? And what's the irony? You gonna have two and showing you that they come in all ranges. You know, damn, straight up terrorists. I mean, goddamn, man, that's terrorist shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You a radical motherfucker. You in a hate group, and then you go shoot up a school. That's terroristic. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's one thing to be on some, and we ain't justifying that. That's some niggas getting in an argument and shit going. But it's another thing where you just get just in your goddamn basement listening to some racist radical motherfucker, and you just up and suicide bomber. You see, ain't nothing but a suicide bomber and shit. Just go anywhere at any time, bring terror to the people. You see, it's one thing to get into it, and two niggas get into it, and or whoever, and it is just between them, and motherfucker end up getting shot. You understand? That's you know what that's about. You know that's two people arguing and shit. You know what that's about. We don't condone no type of violence, but we know it's totally different for a motherfucker to pull up, come 300-400 miles away from where he lived, to come into a grocery store, come into a Walmart with a motherfucking AR-15 and 5 extra clips, reloading, shooting anybody he can fucking see. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. And this is what we living with. This is what we living with out here. And they ain't even broadcast. You know why? Because they know the game is up. They don't fool nobody. They don't fool nobody. Everybody outside of America, they know what it is. They not stupid. They know who doing all this weird shit up in here. They say it. They know exactly who doing all this crazy shit up in here. You see what I'm saying? You go to most of them motherfuckers. You go most of them goddamn countries over there in Asia and shit. Man, if you get caught, nigga, with a bullet, they give you life. They give your motherfucking ass life over there. They done shut a whole lot of that shit down. You see what I'm saying? They know how to deal with that shit. It's certain places where it's countries, even in Europe, you can't own no gun. I'm not saying that, I'm against it, but I'm not for it to the point where I'm about to live in no shit like this. America got too many, and then at the same time, you want it because the motherfuckers who need to protect themselves against this shit, you see what I'm saying? You need access to guns. But America got too many mentally ill motherfuckers to just let motherfuckers have access to guns. It's too many mentally ill motherfuckers. Sick. These motherfuckers is sick. And it's the ones that's really sick that will walk in and they'll shoot up everybody and they gun be legal. You see what I'm saying? And the gun be legal. So what has to happen is that motherfuckers have to have mental evaluations, man. Motherfuckers have to have mental evaluations before they can have a motherfucking gun. And I don't even know if that's going to be enough. And I thought they was having, in some states they do. Motherfucker had to have them, I don't think they make you have a mental evaluation, but they check to see if you nigga done been to some type of mental facilities or shit like that. Yeah. Brittany Griner in Russia damn near got life over a damn vape. That's right. Just a vape. They was about to give her ass life. So if you get busted with some shit, guns and shit, man, they put that shit down on the motherfucker. But you know what I'm saying? But so they do, it's countries, they know how to handle that. So we ain't acting like every motherfucking country in the world is having these problems, because they not. They not. They know how to deal with this shit. You feel what I'm saying? We got one more. Matter of fact, I got one more. I think I got one more. Oh, here it go right here. Here it go right here.
A home near Evergreen High School. Panicked children fleeing, looking for refuge from gunfire. Pounding and hoping the door would be opened. A father later explained what his son went through.
The kids all ran out the emergency door and were running through the woods. He took shelter in somebody's house, and then they guided other kids into that house as well.
From above outside the school, it was a view all too familiar of young people filing out of a school amid a school shooting. Law enforcement rushed in from all over.
We're law enforcement. Police and fire just show up. When you hear the words active shooter and you know that there's kids involved, we're coming. And a lot of people self-deployed, and we're grateful for it. There was a need to get here, and if there was going to be a continued active shooter, we were going to stop that threat.
We heard the gunshots.
Mark Whalen was working on solar equipment on the roof of the school.
Initially, it was more of a slow rate, but there was like a rapid burst at one point, it sounded like.
The young gunman, armed with a handgun, was shooting at other students both inside and outside the school. A neighbor saw injured on the ground near one of the school's entrances, taken away by ambulance. Parents began to show up, looking for answers about their children, racked with worry.
I can tell you this, I would never use the words patience with parents that are wanting to know where their kids are and if they are safe.
Authorities say the suspect shot himself. The injured were rushed to hospitals. Soon the situation settled down. But students had to be checked and bussed out. Parent Jan Weber, who spent heartbreaking time waiting for her son, finally saw him.
I had to stay. I kept saying to leave, but I had to stay and just make sure he was on the bus and going.
But you just saw him, his face, Her freshman son was okay. Now they will have to deal with the aftermath.
He had to stay for some interviews, so I don't know what he's seen or what he heard, obviously.
Jefferson County, where the school shooting at Columbine High School in the 1990s seemed to open an era of them, is now dealing with another shooting tragedy. And that angered Superintendent Tracy Dorland.
We cannot pretend that this is just another tragic incident. The pain of this incident reopens old wounds.
Now, Evergreen High School does have a school resource officer, but that school resource officer was not at the school today when that shooting unfolded. The head of school security with Jeffco told me that oftentimes when that happens, they will have other deputies move closer to schools so that they're nearby when things unfold. Now, there is a sheriff's office substation just down the road here. They were here within just a couple of minutes. What happened with the school resource officer, why that person wasn't here today, which is not unusual, by the way, will be part of what is looked into and what happened on this terrible day in Evergreen.
Here we go again, family. So we just wanted to put this information out here for the people. They have not reported on this because, it's just showing that they acting a goddamn fool. They acting a goddamn. This need to be dealt with, man. This need to be dealt with. And we're not saying it just because, or what's going on with our people. This shit need to be dealt with. You see what I'm saying? It's a certain level of sickness that's going on with this shit right here. It need to be dealt with on the real, you know. But they done been teaching hate for so fucking long that I mean, it's you understand what I'm saying? It's just it's in a very being to be that way, to the point that now they just anything that's moving. You see what I'm saying? Anything that's breathing, anything that's movement is a target for that sickness that's inside of man. You see? It's real. Y'all better wake up out there. I appreciate y'all being here, family. We ain't gone yet. We just gonna we gonna put some more. We got some more fire. We about to reload into the menu. Don't go no damn where. Yeah, don't go no damn where. You say, damn, 92 mass shootings. 92 mass shootings in 2025. That was a damn, 92 mass shootings. That's crazy. Well, goddamn it, I'm gonna look into that. But anyway, family, I'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna be on the general. We're gonna be on Side Rock. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube pages so you know when the general go live. Make sure you hit that notification bell too. You understand what I'm saying? Because you could do it and they still don't want to let you know the general is live. So I'll be right back. This is General Cyrus Sunseti saying, hey, get over there to Patreon, family. Get that work. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.